from Learn Guitar in London, and I'm playing Sail Away by David Gray. A great little song. It's got one simple rhythm pattern. Well, it's not that simple, but it's one rhythm pattern and a few chord changes. You may have noticed that I've got a capo here on the 3rd fret to make it sound like the record. That's what you're going to need. I've seen David play it with the capo moved around a little bit on live performances, but if you're playing to the record, this is what you need, and it seems to suit my voice, so I left it on there. Okay, so we're starting with an A minor chord, so let's get that A minor chord down. Index on the 1st fret on the B string, middle finger on the 2nd fret on the D, and ring finger tucked underneath on the G. And for an A minor, we strum the bottom 5. Now, before we do anything else, before we go to any other chord changes, let's get that rhythm sorted out. Now, I'm a strong advocate with rhythm of ghost strums, which means strumming, which means missing a lot of strums when you're strumming, okay? What this does is this helps your tempo and it helps your timing. If you're not used to playing with a metronome or a drum machine or playing with other musicians, it's very easy for your tempo to go, okay, and your timing and your rhythm. These ghost strums will help keep your timing together when you're playing this rhythm pattern. Okay, so let's have a look at the beginning. So it's down, miss, miss, miss. Okay? Quite a few misses, right? So down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss. Down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up. That's it so far. Down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up. Okay, so hopefully you've got that so far. Let's continue. Down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up, miss, up, down, miss, down, up, down, up. Okay? Now I know what you're thinking. It didn't sound like that when Drue was just playing it at the beginning of the song, but that's because I'm slowing it down so much. The actual speed, I'm still doing the misses. See that? So, slow it down and make sure that you've got that rhythm. Down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up, miss, up, down, miss, down, up, down, miss, miss, up, miss, miss, up, miss, up, down, miss, down, up, down, up. Now, when you do a miss, make sure you're doing it at the same speed as your regular strum, okay? They can take a bit of getting used to doing these ghost strums, but trust me, that's what all rhythm guitarists do, okay? All good rhythm guitarists, the right hand is always moving, it's just sometimes they're choosing to hit the strings, sometimes they're not. What that's doing is that's keeping their tempo together, okay? Don't feel like, a lot of beginners feel like they need to stop their hand as soon as they've done the motion. Wrong. You keep your hand moving, so make sure you've got the hang of that rhythm. Good. Now, the part at the beginning. Now, what we're doing is we're changing the A minor to an A suspended 4th by taking the little finger and pressing it down on the 3rd fret on the B string, cancelling out this finger. But I'd like you to leave that finger there, okay, because we're going to be changing back to A minor quite quickly. So put the little finger down, and that turns it to an A suspended 4th. Now, where do we do that? Very good question. We go down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up. So we do the chord change on an upbeat. Now, if you're a beginner, once again, you'd probably be very used to changing chords on downbeats. So changing on ups can feel a little strange at first. So make sure you've got the rhythm in, and then think, right, I'm doing it on the first upbeat that I do in that rhythm. And that's when you put the little finger down. Down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up, down, down, up, down, up. Then when we go round in a circle, so this is just the last beat of the bar, so it's down, up, round in a circle. Now when we go round in a circle, we just lift up the pinky to make it back to an A minor. Check, round in a circle. I'm just going to sit, just watch my rhythm hand this time, okay? So watch how I'm doing these Mr. strums and I'm changing the chord. Okay, so you'll be glad to hear that there's no other rhythms, okay? That's the only rhythm we're going to be using. So that's your intro. You do two, you repeat that. So then you go around the circle. And then the singing starts. It's just an A minor with no changes this time. So it's... Okay, then we change to an E minor. So here's your A minor. We've just gone down, up on this E minor at the end, and we're going to move these fingers up here. A and D string on the 2nd fret. Strum all 6 strings for this chord. Same rhythm. Okay, so let's do the beginning. So it's A minor, E minor. Now don't worry if you're playing open strings when you're changing chord. That doesn't matter, but keep this hand moving. You stop this hand, everyone's going to notice, be musicians or not. Keep this hand grooving, even if the chord isn't even halfway there. Try to rescue the chord while you're still strumming. That will make you a more ambidextrous guitarist, and essentially a better guitarist. Back to A minor. F. Okay, now, the F chord, sorry it's very hot in here. So the F chord, put your index finger flat on the B and E string, press down nice and hard, pinch around the back of the guitar. Then bring your middle on the 2nd fret on the D and ring on the 3rd fret on the D. Sorry, this on the G, this on the D. This is all relative to the capo, okay? So where the capo is, I would call those open strings, alright? So then we're going to do an F. And then we're going to do this sort of half change like we did with the little finger to a D minor, so it's change. Did you hear that? And then we're going to finish the chord, finish the rhythm with that chord. So the F to D minor, here we go, here's the F, the D minor, move this finger down to hold down the 1st fret on the thinnest string, middle finger over onto the 2nd fret on the G, and then ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B. For that chord you strum the bottom 4. So that's... Okay, so I'm going to do it for the beginning of the rhythm. So we've got this F, D minor. Okay, so let's go from the beginning of that line. So it's going to be A minor when we return to it. We're going to go back to A minor again, okay? So A minor, C. Okay, so that's once again changing on that up beat. So it's down, miss, 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 down, miss, miss, up. That's the change. So here's A minor. To change to C, very simple. Take this finger, pop it up here, 3rd fret, A string. Leave these exactly where they are. So we go A minor, C. Okay? Then we go F, D minor. So we got A minor, C with me, F. What will D minor do? Just like we did earlier with the F to D minor, okay? So it's F, D minor. Then we go to F. This time we're going to hold it throughout the full of that rhythm pattern, no changing chord on the upstroke. So we go F, G7, D minor. So a G7, here's your F first of all. To change to G7, just move this finger down to the thinnest string. Okay? Middle finger over onto the 2nd fret on the A, ring finger on the 3rd fret on the E string. Okay? And then we're going to do that for another one of those, the changing, so we're going to change to D minor in that half bar play. So it's... Okay? So it's G7. Okay, so that is all of your chorus. Right, let's play that through together. I'm not going to do the intro, we're just going to do the where the singing starts. So it's A minor, E minor, A minor, D, F, sorry, D minor, A minor, C, F, D minor, hold it, G7, D minor. Then we're into the verse. Crazy skies are wild above me now. Okay, so it's a C. Full rhythm pattern, okay? Then changing to E minor. And then with this E minor, we're going to change it to an E minor 7 in that up place where we talked about. E minor 7, very, very easy way of doing it. Just lift up that finger. So you're holding down just the 2nd fret on the A string. Okay? So we go C, E minor 7. Okay? Let's do that again. I'll do it a bit slower this time. C, E minor. Lift up. Repeat, C, E minor 7. Repeat one more time, E minor, A minor, G. And then that whole chord progression repeats again. So that's C, E minor 7 times 3. Followed by an A minor and then a G. Excuse me. So the verses would just that's the order. So it's crazy skies so wild above me now. Lift up. Wind a howling at my face. Everything I held so dear. Without a trace. And then you'd either be onto another verse, which actually is what he does, or going into your chorus. They are all the parts you need for the whole song, which is awesome. There's no sort of midsection or anything in this. So you now have the rhythm, the intro, the chorus and the verse. The rhythm's the thing I strongly recommend working on. If you don't know some of those open chords, then they're going to slow you down a bit, but just make sure, if you do know them, then just repeat them, repeat them, repeat them, repeat them. Use the song if you really love this song, and eventually they will stick. But the thing to remember is keep the rhythm moving, especially when you're changing on those ups, okay? So that's been my lesson. My website has got loads of other lessons just like this where I explain the rhythm, explain the best way to change between chords, always tell you what the chords are, and it's becoming a really cool little resource for beginner and intermediate guitarists. If you go there, there's a student area there. All it takes to join that is just an email address. It's all completely free. And at the student area there's tablature, videos you don't get on YouTube, there's practice tracks, and also on top of that you can also get access to my Guitar Tips newsletter, which I just send out, which just has basically ways to make you a better guitarist. That's what I really like doing, both online and face-to-face with real life students. So thank you so much for watching. See you over at the website. Have a good day. Bye.